Hello everyone, Daisy here again with another layout for Spiegel Mom Scraps. Today I am scrap lifting Crafty Meggy. This month the sparklers are scrap lifting each other, and so I chose this wonderful layout by Meggy, and I am using the same cut file she used, which is this, I think it's called Bend Up Butterfly. And what I did off screen before I started the video is I went through and I stitched through a bunch of the different butterflies just to make them kind of stand out a little bit. Now I am using the sequin mix called Hexafrost, and right now I just went off screen to stitch around the outer edge of the layout where I'm backing it on this beautiful pink paisley paper. I've been hoarding this paper, but it was the perfect color and it had butterflies, and so I am using it to back my cut file on. And I just stitched around with some teal thread. And I really love the color that it adds to the outside of this. Now the photo I'm using is of my kids. We went to Nashville a couple years ago now, and it's them standing in front of the cityscape, and it was just a great photo for this one. I might have scrapped this before, but I couldn't remember, and I really liked the blue and how it played in with the colors that I'm using on the layout. And as I started to say, I'm going to be using the Hexafrost sequin mix, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous mix with some teals and silver, and there's the silver's little hexagons in it, and I absolutely love this mix. I actually have two of them because they're just gorgeous. So I'm layering up three sequins on each of the butterflies that I didn't do any stitching in, and this is what Meggy did on her layout. She had a different color scheme, but I'm really sticking pretty close to hers because I really loved this. And this cut file is one I have been trying to use, and I just haven't, I don't know, I haven't had the right, I don't know. I just couldn't figure out how to make it work for my layout, so this was a perfect way to use it. I did pop up, not all of the butterflies, but the ones I did stitching on, I did pop the wings up on some fun foam. And I'm just layering these around. I'm using the Zots to stick them down. They are my favorite way to stick down sequins. It's the Zots Blings. They're tiny, they're perfect size, so that is what I'm using. Sorry, I feel like I'm losing my voice this morning. So I'm trying to keep my photo kind of in the general area where it's going to be so that I'm not putting sequins behind it. However, I do put some kind of above and below to make it look like it's a continuous pattern behind the photo. I picked three of the different color teal sequins just to give it a little bit of interest. And now I'm using, I have a ton of these little foam squares. I believe they're Tombow, and they stick amazingly, but I hate them so much. I hate pulling all the little square paper pieces off. It's just the most frustrating thing. So I decided to use up a whole bunch of them here to pop up my photo. And so I just stuck a whole bunch of them down behind where my photo is going to be, and then I'm just peeling all these little squares off, which I have to say I made this layout probably 2 weeks ago, and I still have those little square pieces all over my floor because I missed my garbage when I tried to brush them off. So yeah, super excited about that. And now I'm trying to pull in a few things. So I had this little Cityscape Flare badge, and I believe it's from Scraptastic Kit Club from forever and ever ago, which I super miss Scraptastic. I really do. But I love this flare, so I'm going to put this on because it's the perfect color. I'm going very tone on tone here because I thought it would just be easier that way. So I'm going to layer some of the teal thread that I used behind it. And then I'm going to pull in a couple of other things. So I have this little sticker tab from Vicky Boutin, and I can't remember what it says, and it's too small for me to see, so I apologize. And then I'm just trying to figure out like what I could use as my title or what other embellishments I could add. So I'm going to use this Hello off of that thicker set, and I believe that's from the Glitter Girl collection. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's where it's from. And it's the perfect color to match. And then I have these Illustrated Faith little letter stickers, and I'm going to say Hello Nashville. And I just have to play around with where to put the Nashville because it is pretty long and I don't want to cover up all of the photo. So eventually I'll stick it down on a white little scrap piece of paper so that I can move it around. And I think it does end up ending up down at the bottom of the layout, or of the picture, I mean. I do kind of like it there now that I see that, but here's where I'm going to just use this little strip of paper and stick them down. It's way easier than trying to line them up on your photo to make sure they're straight, or being able to move them around. So it's a little tip. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, where I'm going to put it, and I believe that's where it ends up. But so if you haven't already, you should head on over to 15 Minutes of Scrap with Spiegel Mom Scraps. It's the Facebook group, and that's where you're going to see all of the sparklers scraplifting each other, and it's also where you're going to find out about the awesome sales that are going on because it's almost Christmas, so there are awesome sales happening quite frequently, so you don't want to miss out on that. You can also follow on Instagram and see the same inspiration and the sale information. It's also where you find out when there's new sequins being released, so you don't want to miss out on that. And I think I'm going to add the date, and then that's pretty much going to be my layout. So I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already subscribed to the Spiegel Mom Scraps YouTube channel, that would be fabulous. We always like more subscribers, and I will see you again next time. Bye!